Hello all, my name is Max. I am teaching you all how to play Aurora. Right now, what just happened, we've put together a couple of ships, a PDC and an exploring ship, a survey ship that will explore our solar system and other systems beyond. So let's go ahead and get started in doing that. I'm looking forward to this one. Well, it's going to take a little bit of time here, of course. In doing this, we've got to wait for the ships to be built. But in the meantime, our civilian fleet that we've put together will be taking care of our newest colony, the Moon. So we'll wait around for that. I believe, nope, still going. There was a stop order in there. The civilian construction will stop, but officer promotions, that does not stop the auto turns there. Let's. The reason I have my my task manager running is so I can see if Aurora is still going, and usually it's around 50%. So right now it's I'm just watching that, and it's so high because I'm recording the entire screen. I really can't tell. All right, that's good. You can see how we queued that up a long time ago. Now it's starting immediately. We've had a lot of time pass, so what I'm going to do is open up our production overview screen, look at imminent events. There's nothing else going on for the next 90 days. So what I'm going to do is do a minimum increment of 3 and do auto turns for 30 days. Give that a little bit of time. Alright, and okay, you'll see here that there are these 10-second increments. That means there was probably some action by part of the other computer players here that they ran into, probably a precursor here, and then it got blown up here, and now we move on with life on our side of things. Let's go ahead and recheck. Do we have any imminent events? Nope. How are our ships coming along here? Build the SC Agincourt. So 0.7 years. That'll be a while. Let me show you. Now we have this thing called the PDC Fleet, which is Earth. That is our PDCs that we built earlier. You can always look at that by going into task groups, PDC Earth, and you can see that we have 2 ships there. Well, not ships, but planetary defense centers. They're orbiting Earth. They'll always stay with Earth, and no orders possible for task groups with the PDC inside them. Alright. And they're going to continue to build, and remember we did that through the industry PDC Victory, and it's moving right along. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue on. 30 days. Looks like we have some shipyard modifications. We did that a long time ago. We wanted to add more capacity to our shipyards. I'll click on that and see what we can do. Let's keep adding more tonnage here. Production, we have spaceport completed on Earth. We have free space. What we can always do is give, say, the research lab 40% more. So it should be going faster. You'll see that we have an inactive lab. Well, that means we just built one. Amount remaining of research labs, it just rolled over, and we have 21 total research facilities. I'm going to give it over to this guy here, just arbitrarily, and oops, and move on with life. We'll check our production overview. Still nothing going on, and we'll continue for the next 90 days. shipyard modified. You'll see that we get a lot of officer updates, new officers. If you don't necessarily like that, you can always click this filter events. And on filter events, you can go to, let's see, officer, here we are, officer update, double click it, and you can see now that they're all hidden. I'll keep it that way. When I was first starting, I didn't like to see that all the time. Another slipway added there, which is nice. We're going to add yet another one. Okay, so these guys are almost out. So I'll just do the quick 30-day here. And we're done. Agincourts 1, 2, and 3 are completed. They've automatically been assigned the best survey officers in the fleet, which is perfect. So we're going to go to the survey task group, and what we are going to do is split them all up into their own individual ships. To do that, we go to special orders and organization. Leave none of them highlighted. If you hold down the mouse, the left click, you can drag and open that. Don't have any of them highlighted right now. We are going to deselect that, keep it blank, hit divide task group. You'll see that there's no one else in there. But if you look at the task groups, you got 1, 2, and 3 here. Alright, so they don't go about all by themselves, all automatically. They need, and what you can do is, go to Mercury, geological survey. Go to Venus, geological survey. But then you've also got moons to contend with, and the asteroids, as well as the comets. And that gets pretty insane. What Steve did is made default orders. A typical default order should look like this here. You want to do the 5 system bodies. There's a few different ones that you can have. You can just do the asteroids, but having the next 5 is probably the best way to go. Now then, 3 system locations. Those are the jump point survey locations that you could possibly go to. There's 30 in each system. Some take longer to survey, some less. This is the primary, this is the secondary. The reason I like to have it in this order is because there's a notification that comes up when a system has been completely surveyed here. So if this one was first and this one was second, it would say it's completely surveyed, but yet it has to do the system bodies. If I do it in this order, I just get it works. In condition here, fuel less than 30, you can set it to different amounts: 50, 40, 30, 20. 30 is a good number, and after a while you might want to up it to 40, but then it's going to ask you to, if it gets there, it'll rescind all the orders and jump to it'll navigate to the closest place where it can refill. And then this one is, if the current speed's not the maximum, change the maximum speed. That just, if something were to happen, don't know what, it would go to the maximum. That's just in case it goes slow or something, and it doesn't usually happen. So anyway, that's that. One thing that you can do is go to the, and you'd have to set these orders for each one. 5, 3, and you saw me go really quick. That's because I have a program that automatically does it. I wrote it myself, so that's that. But one thing that you can do is go to the survey task group, give them the same orders, and go to task group orders, and you can say include default, include condition, hold your mouse over for exclamation, hit copy, give it a bogus order. Geez, you gotta have one thing in there. Well, we're gonna hit copy anyway. I'm gonna remove that, and at this point the 2 Agincourts, Agincourts 2 and 3 will have the same default orders. And that's a quick way to give it to all the all ships at once. And the reason for that is the survey task group has these subordinate formations. When we divided it up, like we did, we now have these three subordinate formations here. All right. It might be wise to throw one of them into the survey task group itself, but we'll leave that for another time. And if you look at the Agincourt 1, for example, it has a superior formation. The survey task group here just helps things. And then you can assemble all of them if they're in the same location with this button here. I don't think we need to have anything else here, there. Okay, we're good. So what happens now? They're going to refuel it from Colony Earth. I'll just remove that from each of them. It just gave it a bogus order, but you don't have to remove it. I'm just trying to make it clean for everyone else. And let's give them 1 hour. Zoom in on them. So they just got their orders after an hour. Give them another hour, and you'll see they're gone. But where'd they go off to? And this is why I don't like the civilians all the time. So what I'm going to do is actually hide the civilians. Now you can see that they're all split up, going their own separate ways. What they do is work in tandem with one another. They will go to each asteroid, each body in the system, and work together to get them all of them surveyed. And to watch this happen, I'm going to highlight all the surveyed bodies. So you'll see that Earth is the only one surveyed at the moment. Let's give them 12 hours. Oh, and I'm also going to show the all the asteroids for this. All right, so you can see a few more popping up here. There's one over there. Give them another 12 hours. Okay, you can see it's sort of growing up a little bit. You'll note that one's been at Mars for a while. That's because Mars is a large planet, so it takes a little bit longer. Okay, so finally we find a place with minerals that are located. We have 3,000 uranium. That's pretty small in the grand scheme of things. We'll see some bigger ones eventually. But as I think you're able to see, it is growing. Let's see. Let's do 24. Nope, that's not speeding things up. They are pretty limited in how fast they can go. Alright, so Wolf is a comet. I know that just because it's in all the games. And you can tell it's a comet because you see a little trail there. You can't really make it bigger, but there's a trail there that makes it a comet, and comets are very rich sources of minerals. Always great to have surveyed, especially if you're in some sort of a bind. But comets can go out really far, like Brooks right there. Let's see, that is probably 33 billion. That line there and half again. They're not. Our little survey ships aren't going to go out that far to survey one comet and come back. Comets move; they will come back into to the star and then go back out again. I'm not sure how long that one's going to take. You can look it up, but I don't care. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and keep having them go on and survey. Looks like Mars didn't have anything on. Oh no, Mars does have. That's a lot of uranium. There you go. If you wanted to know how much is a lot, 9 million's pretty good. So they're going to keep going here. I'm going to pause, and we're just going to keep this running. No, we're at 15 minutes. I'm going to let them survey the whole system here, and if you miss any, I'm not going to let you miss anything. Don't worry.